Fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, April the 1st. April Fool! Year's 2026. Let's talk trading, Plan B. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And this is no fool. Always have your risk management in place so that way you don't lose more than you're willing to lose while you are trading. So, Plan B. You know, we all talk about having trading plans and everything, but thing is, it's kind of like what Mike Tyson says. You have your plan, then you get hit in the face, and the plans go out the window. Can't do that in trading. At least it's not a good idea. Doesn't usually end well. In trading, when you enter a trade, there's a chance that it might not go your way at first. And it's funny because the month of March really smiled upon me. And hopefully the market keeps smiling upon me. But the reason I say it smiles upon me is because I got in a trade and it goes against me, and I got in that trade and it goes against me, and I keep getting in trades, and then finally it comes back the other way. Well, we all know that, the market moves in waves up and down, sometimes down and up, sometimes down even more than up. And it's our goal to take advantage of it. And what happens is that we sometimes get so focused in, so concerned about, this trade and wanting to get out with a profit that we sometimes can really get ourselves into trouble. And part of it, that's why the stop loss is there to kind of protect you from yourself. Walmart likes to say you put guardrails up to keep you from messing up you. Sometimes they keep you from being you. I know I need that at times. And it's funny because right before I made the video, I saw a price had spiked up. I looked at it and I wanted to go short. Well, it's down about 3, maybe 4 pips at the moment, but I'm not too worried. Point being is that, sometimes profitable trading, when you look back, it's messy. I mean, you'll see a bunch of wins and losses. In fact, my what do you call it? My efficiency has been around 75, meaning I win basically 3 out of 4 trades. So in other words, I might have 4 trades in a batch. When I exit out, 1's a loser and 3 are winners. And thing is, that's okay because efficiency doesn't buy you anything at the store. And it's just like pips don't buy you anything at the store. What buys you at the store is money. And that's why Walmart likes to say, you focus on the money. And the market can be really fickle. So many times I'll have my take profit say at 29. The bid will get down maybe to 28.9, but the ask will never hit 29. Then it'll go around. Next thing I know, it's at 41. I mean, that's just how it seems to work out sometimes. And since I'm doing a video, I just closed out that trade with a half a pip profit. It's like, that's okay. Just more pips in the bank. But it's just really kind of funny how we sometimes focus on things that don't matter and we forget about what really matters. And part of having plan B is that's what happens when things don't quite go your way. And so I wanted to, let's see, I think this is it. I had mentioned something the other day, I believe. Oh, I should have stayed in that trade. Oh, well. Um, you know, about having a pre-flight or pre-trading routine. So I just used my notes indicator, and I made this, and I put this, in my profiles. So when I start the computer, this should come up, and it just basically tells me what to do. And I made this is my first version. I changed something down here, but I don't even remember. It's on my upstairs trading computer. Um, yeah, I'm a pajama trader. Sometimes I'm still in bed in my pajamas and I trade because I'm on the West Coast. So that's just how I do it. But you might want to do something like this for yourself. Um, the other thing, I was been trading. Airball's been back in the game, and I had told him something about the M30 candle in the midpoint. And so I thought maybe I'd share that with you traders. If you probably remember me from back 2008 maybe or something. I can't remember exactly when, but way back when I first started, this was one of my favorite trades because price likes to come back to that previous midpoint. You can see sometimes it doesn't always do it the first crack, but then it did it here. And we also talk about, the M30 candle covering. Now, the other thing is a lot of times if it opens above it, you want to go long. So you can see here, that first long trade could have probably picked up 3 pips. And then all of a sudden it reversed, heading back towards that middle. And this kind of looks like a return bar, just like that looks like a return bar. That looked like a return bar, and guess what? Price returned. And these things are just really simple. In fact, I even believe I've got a frequency distribution. I ran it to see, if it opens above the middle, does it hit the middle? Actually, it's like open above the middle, low below middle. How many times does that happen? Or open below middle, high above. I think I also had that in the real time or in the price travel analyzer indicator I wrote. I think that was back in 2017, almost 10 years ago. But, it's just statistics. And so as you can see here, um, I got out of that trade at 32. It's now at 26. But since I'm making a video, I can't really monitor it that closely. But I just wanted to be short up in this area. Just like on the pound, I've been saying I wanted to be short at above 160, and I saw it was at like 158 and a half. But see, you have to have these, you can make these predictions, but you have to have a plan around them. And so I'm not trading the yen just because this swap is just ridiculous. I mean, you give back way too much. I mean, it's in the 20s, not 2.0, not 0.20, but 20 point something. Actually, I think it's maybe as high as 23. But it's awful. But, having that plan B, it's like, okay, if you put this trade on and it goes against you, then maybe you add here. Maybe you do some top scraping. You have a pending short here. And then you maybe, depending on how far down you are, maybe you put on anywhere from 1 to 5 to 10 trades up higher. So price doesn't have to move that much for you to be profitable. And I think that's one of Walmart's secrets is that he'll go in heavy to basically rescue the trade, and it pays off. But you have to do that smart, not just willy nilly. You just can't airball it either. You have to have a plan B. So, it's funny. I should have probably used the other profile because it is the beginning of the month. But we can go ahead and look at some of these charts here. So let's see. Monthly. So far this month, pound is up 102 pips over the open, 11 off the high, 108 off the low. Came screaming back. And we still have some gaps that haven't filled on the week. Once again, the pound broke out of the opening range of the week today here at 32.82, 44 pips above it. And we're putting in a nice opening range for the month here. For the year, 132 pips below that yearly open, 167 off the low, and 543 off of the high. We're back in that weekly inside bar range, approaching the daily inside bar range. Looks like we got more inside bar action happening today. 119 pips of range. The Swiss yen coming in at 223. And you can see right there, 158.5. And I think it was up to 160.5. That's 200 pips. Oh. And you can see here, the month of April, never even touched a sell zone, just straight up. Pivot trading plan, Bambino Flex said to go long. So price near the pivot is long according to the pivot trading plan. So we faded the gap, took out that pivot, and moved up 110 pips over that daily pivot. And it looks like we missed that pivot by about 3 pips. For the week, we took it out. For the month, we've taken it out. In and out of the upper wick zone from yesterday. You see we went down. Now we're back. Went up and through it. Went through it. Came back, touched, and shot right back up. You know, these are those levels that you might want to keep on your chart. I was going to say you might want to write them down. You can use the indicators. It's up to you. Sometimes writing them down kind of burns it in your brain, or if you actually, do it the hard way and plot it yourself. In the upper ATR zone, haven't seen that in a while. And we're at the psychological 25, near that level. We made a high this hour, low 17 hours ago. You can see here, we had a flip-flop box, indicator 2 turned red, moved down. That trip, that could have been almost 10 pips. That would have been a nice little trade there. Once again, here you go, high or low. That could have been worth about 8 pips there. And like I said, just these price heading back towards that midpoint. So sometimes you can target it, or you target the, because this is the midpoint of the previous candle. So you can see here how they line up. So, fellow traders, I hope you guys all, and you non-binary traders and boys and girls, all had a nice profitable first quarter of the year. And I hope maybe you have a plan B, because you just might need it. Because I want you to always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.